The former President Donald Trump believes that he is untouchable, and he would be right. On Sunday, the twice impeached, likely 2024 Republican candidate, I know, bragged about obstructing justice, about doing crime. Take a look.
Don't forget, I fired Comey. Had I not fired Comey, you might not be talking to me right now about a beautiful book of 4 years at the White House. If I didn't fire Comey, they were looking to take down the President of the United States. If I didn't fire him, I don't think I could have survived if I didn't fire him, because it was like a hornet's nest. When I fired him, they all went crazy.
I don't think I could have survived if I didn't fire him. Now, that means he says, yes, I fired James Comey because they were doing an investigation into me and I wanted to stop the investigation. That's it. I did it. Of course I did it. I fired Comey to cover my ass. And then guess what, idiots? I got away with it. I got away with it. I got away with it. You guys are suckers. I broke the law and I just got away with it. That's Donald Trump. Now, you might ask, okay, how do you break the law, Jeff? Seriously. Obstruction of justice. Yes, literally a law. Look, here's the thing. Y'all remember the Mueller Report. I know, right? Oh, nobody cares about the Mueller, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's the thing. Special Counsel Robert Mueller, when he did his report, he found 10 examples of obstruction of justice. This one included, by the way, where he admitted that he fired James Comey. Others of when he, of course, asked Comey to fire Michael Flynn, called Dr. McGahn to have him call the acting attorney general and have him claim the special counsel. Mueller had a conflict of interest and should be fired, should be removed. Anything to get Mueller removed and the investigation stopped. He also, got Corey Lewandowski. And this is funny. Corey Lewandowski, he tried to get Lewandowski to be a messenger, Trump did, to get Jeff Sessions to call the investigation into Donald Trump. Very unfair, very, very unfair. Donald Trump did absolutely nothing wrong. This is him talking through Jeff Sessions, apparently. Donald Trump did nothing wrong, and so you shouldn't be looking into him. You should really stop. You should stop. You shouldn't do that. Now, here's the thing. Corey Lewandowski look, obviously he was a gigantic, a very, very loyal Trump, official inside the administration. Lewandowski's like, no, I ain't touching this one. Okay, I'm just hands off. I'm just gonna hand this out to someone else. They can go and talk to Mr. Sessions. That guy wouldn't even do it. This is Rick Dearborn. Rick Dearborn's like, no, I'm not gonna do this on behalf of the president and risk helping to obstruct an investigation that's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Donald Trump also tried hiding emails related to the infamous Trump Tower meeting. He also instructed counsel Don McGahn to deny the president had wanted the special counsel removed after the press learned about it. He also used his public platform to try to intimidate Michael Cohen. Once he began to cooperate with the investigation, beforehand, he's like, oh, he'll never flip. Michael Cohen, he will never flip. Stay strong, Michael. And then after he flips, he's like, what a rat. Terrible rat. And again, 10 instances in this were in the report. And so now the final Mueller report, of course, was, again, incredibly disappointing. They didn't even look at whether or not Trump broke the law during the 2016 election, because Mueller followed the Office of Legal Counsel's opinion that the president couldn't be indicted while in office. Now, Mueller investigated him, but only kind of, but not really. And then, of course, refused to indict him, as I mentioned. And now you have the current Attorney General, Merrick Garland, who refuses to indict him now that he's out of office. And so here's Donald Trump saying, I can admit to doing all these crimes because I can do anything and nobody's going to come for me. Nobody's going to ever hold me accountable. Why? I'm untouchable because I own the Republican Party. The Republican base worships me. They destroy everyone who I go after. If I tweet, I'm sorry, he can't tweet because he's banned off Twitter. But If I say, go after somebody in the Republican Party, well, people will go after him or her. And so the politicians and the Republican side, they fear him. And the Democrats are so incredibly weak. They're just weak. And the answer, and so I'm going to tell you here what Trump is saying. Trump is saying, I broke the law, I obstructed justice, I encouraged a Capitol insurrection, I did all of this. Are you going to do anything about it? Are you going to do anything about it? No. So I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to brag because I can. Because you're not going to do a goddamn thing. And that's it. And that's it. So, and of course, the bad thing about this, there's a lot that's bad about this. For one, he's emboldened. He'll just do more. If he ever gets back into power, which he could, he certainly could, he will absolutely be emboldened to do more crime, more out in the open. And that's it. Look, you thought his first term was bad, and it was. Well, if he runs in 2024, which I'm starting to believe is more likely, well, then watch out, because he could still win. Now, of course, I hope I'm wrong. I really do. But the fact is, there's been no consequences, zero consequences for everything that Trump had pulled in office. Now, the other factor is the fact that nobody, and there's this ridiculous precedent that has come from basically every single president and not holding any president accountable for any crimes they may have done. And it goes back, of course, to Reagan and probably beforehand. I mean, Reagan literally sold weapons to Iran. Violated law. No, they didn't hold him accountable at all. And so, of course, they don't hold him accountable. Nobody held Obama accountable for using the drone program to bomb civilians. Nobody held Donald Trump accountable for all this stuff. Plus, having doing airstrikes and drone strikes on even more civilians than the Obama administration. And so here we have presidents constantly doing war crimes. Yes, war crimes, never being held accountable. And of course, other crimes, obstruction of justice, and all this other stuff, inciting insurrection. Nobody gets held accountable. Nobody gets held accountable at all. And that's the problem. And so here's the thing. They've essentially created through this, the predecessors, the idea of a lawless president. And that's it. And Donald Trump, of course, took advantage of that. And he still is taking advantage of that. Because no one is holding him accountable. Now, here's the irony about this. Here's the irony. Now, obviously, Donald Trump's not president anymore. We have Joe Biden. Joe Biden. And I say this, again, and this is a completely ironic statement by me. Because I'm just going to argue that, wait a minute, now we have a president who's a Democrat who's not actually doing executive action, who's not actually doing the things that he has the power to do. And I mean that by there are executive actions that Joe Biden could take that could actually materially improve the lives of regular people. For example, student loan debt. He can cancel student loan debt. They're sitting in the memo right now. The education department, they admit, yeah, Biden is the only one. He has the authority to cancel student loan debt. That's it. He could also, by the way, look, reproductive rights are under assault in the Supreme Court right now. You know what Biden could do? He could start nominating some Supreme Court justices. He could pack the court, expand the court. Obviously, he needs Congress to do the filibuster and everything. But guess what? You could also pressure Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema, and the rest who don't want to get rid of the filibuster to actually do it. I'm thinking that Joe Manchin and his daughter, for example, could be in a little bit of trouble if maybe they investigate her or even threaten an investigation. You might be able to get someone to play ball. Oh, but Jeff, that is so wrong. That is illegal. That is abusing your power. Are we having a conversation about that after everything I just said, with presidents getting away with doing the wrong thing? the wrong thing, if they're actually going to do the right thing, then we might be able to, have the ends justify the means. Because nobody ever gets held accountable, or at least for any of the bad stuff that gets done. And so, again, they're not even trying to protect reproductive rights, guys. Women could lose the right to an abortion, to their own bodies. And it could go further. It could go further. Gay rights could be overturned. Obergefell. You don't think they're going to come after gay rights? You don't think they're going to come after birth control? Oh, yeah, of course they would. Of course. And so, yes, there are things that Joe Biden could do, but chooses not to. And it really does show you how weak and feckless the Democratic Party is in the face of actual fascism. But I guess it's just like we all said on the left. As soon as Donald Trump is removed, as soon as Donald Trump's out, libs were going to go back to brunch. And they did. And they did. And they're going to sit there and watch the same conditions that created Trump persist and lead to either Trump again or, even worse, a competent fascist. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.